He wished me good luck. Oh, happy.
Yeah, well, I won't see you, will I?
Yes, you are not in. You're not in Burnley. You're not in Burnley. You can say that in advance.
Where am I on New Year's Day? Yeah, you say it. New Year's Day, I'll be at Salford City.
Sorry.
Salford City.
Salt Lake City.
Salford.
Sorry. Why? Yeah, all good. I think probably I would prefer doing that for the next half an hour instead of talking about you want to talk.
Jurgen, first of all, can I get your reaction to Ryan Brewster speaking out about the racist abuse he suffered, and also ask what further support the club is going to give him as he looks for the authorities to take action?
All the support he needs, he wants, and yeah, all the support you can give, because it's quite interesting to be honest, because I'm really long in this business, in the sport, and I never faced a situation like that, and that means to a lot of people then actually that you think it doesn't happen, but obviously it happens all the time, and I'm really happy that he is, and you need to be brave, and that he is brave enough to do what he did, because it's such an important thing. I really can't believe that people have these kind of thoughts still in their mind. It's so strange in this world, and that it happened. And obviously, we needed a 17-year-old boy. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, to shout out, to say, here, it's still happening, and it happens all the time, and I need help, we need help, and we have to stop that. And so we are all really happy about it. It's not a situation where you want to be a 17-year-old boy in, but if it's like this, then he needs help, and we give it to him, of course.
Obviously, we know you've been able to add to your squad, and it will go through on January the 1st with Virgil van Dijk arriving. But when the club spends money, makes such a big money signing like that, what impact does that have on the club's resolve to resist big money offers for your own players? I'm thinking obviously of Philippe Coutinho in that respect.
I don't think that's a club problem or whatever. I'm surprised about the development in the last 2 years, let me say, because it there were big steps, and but the last half year changed pretty much everything, and we cannot, as a club, we cannot change that. It's of course it's not each club would be able to do it, but a lot of clubs are able to do it, and they will do it in the future. And it's all about how the market always is. It's about the need and the opportunity. So if you want to sign a player, it's not actually the last thing I think about is the price, to be honest. And it's not because I like throwing money around. It's only because we are only thinking about a player, and then there's one moment when you get the price, and that's already, and then you have to accept it or not. We didn't make it, but it's a big change in football, of course, in the last few months and years, and yeah, we have to adapt to it. So that's how it is. It changed already, and it doesn't mean that all transfers will now be in this category, but it's the same like it was before. Half a year ago, I think, it was a big transfer for an offensive player, and now we have a big transfer for a defensive player, and it's around about a third of it. That is how it always was, and well, that's it. Not nice, but that's the market, that's the world, and we have to adapt. That's how it is.
So going into the new year, do you have New Year's resolutions? What do you want to see more of from your team? What do you want to see less of?
Scoring more, conceding less. Easy, yeah? Even when I think we played very often really well, I would like to say that we still can play more often at our best, So it is, and if we are not at our best, we still have to get results. That's a few things we are working on, and but so far it's not too bad. But I think we have enough space to improve.
Just as far as January is concerned, about potential outgoings, if not necessarily permanent signings, maybe one or two of your players who've been out for a long term need game time, like both the Daniels, I suppose. Are there any situations where that could happen, where somebody could either go out permanently or on loan from your players?
Depends on first. The first thing we have to make sure is that we have the squad we need for the second part of the season, because we had a good situation so far in the squad, and that's what we need to have again in the second half of the season. So it's usually you make an agreement for a year. So I know players have longer contracts and stuff like that, but that's how it is. Everything can happen in a big transfer window in the summer, but usually you make an agreement for a year, and the player has 1 year time to train and play that good that it makes sense that he stays here. And for a few young players, it's quite different. To be honest, we have to see what we do there. But with all the rest, it's we will see. The club interest is first, 100%. So we need to make sure that we have enough players for different situations, and then we have to think about. We do it actually. The perfect situation is that it's for both sides really good or perfect, nearly, for the player and the club. But if not, then the club needs to come first. That's how it is. So we will see what happens. There's nothing decided so far. There's interest, of course, in players of us. But if we agree or not, no decision so far.
And as far as Jordan is concerned, I know his injury won't be back in the foreseeable future. So I'm just wondering if you've got an official prognosis of when we may or may not be back, and how big a miss.
There are always prognoses, but they always are between and it depends to the healing process and how, if the player is a quick healer or not. So there's big differences between the individuals, and yeah. Hendo, I think, starts running outside today, which pace and whatever, we'll see that, but he's on a good way. So I don't want to say any date, because it would, on the one side, maybe put pressure on him, what he really doesn't need, and on the other side, it would look like we have not the player not for the next 6 or 8 weeks, and that's not true at all. So we have to wait. Hendo is, I think he's rather a quick healer, and is on a good way, and is desperate to be back on the pitch. So hopefully not too long.
Yes, Juliet?
In Jordan's absence, Phil talking about the captain's armband for the previous game, but people, the speculation, everything regarding him and his future, but in terms of what he brings to the team, he's shown that energy and that real commitment, and that with the armband seems to be on show on the pitch, how committed he is to the club here and what it's trying to achieve. Even though people are talking about him and the speculation linking him elsewhere. I just wondered what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I was waiting for the question.
No. Okay. That Christmas Day.
No problem. I don't want to make the story less romantic, but it was exactly how I said it. When Hendo was not playing, when Millie was not playing, and I need to look at longest servant will continue. That's why he's captain. Maybe I could be smarter and think about, maybe I give him the armband and he will never leave, or him the armband and he's especially happy or whatever. That's not how it works. But obviously he deals really well with it, because an armband can different things to you, and you can feel the lift or the pressure, and it didn't disturb him. I think we saw that at least, and so it's all good in a moment. It's a really good moment, to be honest. I'm not sure if the armband has a big influence, but if, no problem with that. But he played very good as well in the last couple of weeks, I think, especially even when he didn't wear the armband. Well, it's just an armband, and not more. It's the job. What Hendo is doing, what Millie are doing in the dressing room for the club, it's a different thing. In the moment when you get the armband in England, everybody tells you afterwards what you have now to do from now on, what other players don't have to do. So it's quite a job, but having it on the pitch is important, but not in the same way.
Michael? Oh, okay. Anything from Press Association?
We play against Leicester, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll go Leicester.
You're the Leicester question.
Yeah, just your thoughts. Obviously, they've had a changing season where it started one way and then picking up a little now. How do you see them as a challenge?
In a good way, yeah. They have football playing a real development to see. Since at least since Klopp is in, they change it. You can see that's the main strength is still the same. So they are good organized and incredible threat in counter-attacking. So with the speed, with Vardy, Jamie Vardy, and Mahrez, and now Gray properly involved in the first lineup. So that's it's really good. It's a experienced team. And so it will be difficult. That's for sure. They didn't have the results in the last 4 games, but that means only they are more greedy or desperate, whatever, for a result now. And I don't think that they make a big difference if they play at Liverpool or somewhere else or at home. So they need the points, and so that makes the job difficult. But that's how Premier League is. All teams have quality, and especially Leicester. But I think we played them already twice. Over 180 minutes, we were 120 minutes the better side. Was it? Yeah, for sure. The second half in the Carabao Cup was not that good when they scored, but all the rest was we played them really well. But it was with another manager, you're right, and so we are aware of the development, but we still want to win the game, and for that. We need to be ready again in this, how I said a few times, very intense period, but it's for all teams, and so it's a fair competition, and we have to show that we are really ready.
In the way that you kind of, I guess in the summer you guys made it quite clear that you wanted to hold on to Phil. Do you feel like their sort of position on Mahrez was the same? They had a lot of interest in, I guess they showed the same result to hold on to their big player?
To give the answer for that, I need to know much, and needed to know much more about the situation already at Mahrez. So he's a fantastic player, to be honest, and I can imagine that a lot of clubs are interested in him, but that he's still there shows that obviously somebody in Leicester convinced him. And so, very important player for him, 100%.
Anything else, Glenn?
Obviously Moreno, you said he can't play the next 2 games, but is there any more update on his
So probably he's the quickest healer in the squad, but still not sure he's next 2 games. I think I have to involve the 3rd game as well, and then we have 9 days between Everton and City, I think, roundabout. I think that could be the first for him then.
Anything else, guys, before we go to the break? No? Good stuff? Okay.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.